Okay, so thanks for joining me for these Chapter 1 test reviews for your geometry test that is coming up here on Wednesday. Hopefully you already watched the first two videos from the quiz review, again because that material will be on the test as well. But for this one, we'll focus on the newer sections, and that was Section 5 and Section 6. I have 7 problems that I'd like to go over with you today. So the first one, we'll start off with this one. So problem number 1. So we have 2 points. J is at -4, -5, -4, -5, and K is at 5, -7, 5, -7. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to find the midpoint. Find M, the midpoint, of segment JK. Okay, so to do this, we use the midpoint formula. We take the sum of the x's, x1 plus x2 over 2. That's going to be the first coordinate, and the sum of the y's. Alright, so again, you could label your points x1, y1, x2, y2. So we'll take -4 plus 5 over 2. And again, that's this x1, this is y1. This x2, this is y2. So we'll go -4 plus 5 over 2, and then we'll go -5 plus a -7 all over 2. So what do we get? Well, we get, sorry, not equals. We get m at -4 plus 1 is, or -4 plus 5 is 1/2. And this right here, this is to become overall minus, plus a negative is a minus, so it's -5 minus 7, which is going to be -12 over 2. And if you can simplify, simplify, and we can. 1/2 does not, but -12 over 2 is -6. And there's the midpoint for segment JK. Okay, midpoint formula. You got to know that midpoint formula for sure. Alright, let's go to problem number 2. Similar, except here's what I'm going to give you. Okay, I'm going to give you point R is at -3, 8. And M, the midpoint, is at 0, 7. And what I want is I want S. Okay, so I'm giving you the midpoint in this problem. This is the midpoint. Your job is to find one of the endpoints. Okay, so remember, to solve this problem, what we do is we let S have coordinates x and y. So give S coordinates x and y, and we're going to use the midpoint formula with the endpoints just as normal. x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. Okay, so we'll use we'll use x and y as x1, so x plus a -3 over 2, and we'll go y plus 8 over 2. So again, notice I did not use m's coordinates. I used s's and r, because m is the midpoint of segment RS. So now, what this is equal to is the midpoint they give you, m, which is 0, 7. So what does that mean? That means that x, this is just going to be minus right here. X plus a -3, x minus 3 over 2 is equal to 0. And y plus 8 over 2 is equal to 7. And we're going to solve this. Remember, first thing you do is you multiply by 2 to get rid of that denominator, right? This cancels. X minus 3 equals 0 still, and we'll add 3 to both sides. X equals 3. Excuse me, over here. Multiply by 2 on both sides. We get the 2's to cancel. We get y plus 8 equals 14, and we'll subtract 8 from both sides. And we get y equals 6. So your coordinates for S are going to be 3, 6. And again, that's the other endpoint. Alright, so that is if they give you the midpoint, find the other endpoint. Okay, very important you know how to do that problem. Okay, moving on to more about bisectors. Okay, here's a problem I'll give you. Alright, so this is problem 3. Let's say that ray QS bisects angle PQR. And I will give you that the measure of angle PQS equals 41 degrees. I want you to find me the measure of angle PQR. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw a picture. So we have an angle PQR, and I don't know what kind of angle. This could be obtuse, acute, I don't know. But we're going to draw. There's my angle. PQR. And then I know that ray QS bisects angle PQR, so I'm going to try to draw a ray right down the middle. Here's QS. And what this tells me is that these two angles are congruent, because of that word bisects, very important, okay? So they're congruent. So the measure of angle PQS is 41 degrees. So this right here is 41 degrees. Well, if angle PQS is congruent to angle SQR, then the measure of angle PQS is equal to the measure of angle SQR, which means that the measure of angle SQR is also 41, right? Because this is 41 degrees. So this is 41 degrees. And if I want the measure of angle PQR, it's just 41 plus 41. So the measure of angle PQR is 41 plus 41, which is 82 degrees. Okay. All right, and then one more for this set of problems before I move on to the next video. One more. So we'll do problem 4. Problem 4. Let's see. It'll say that ray BD bisects angle ABC. And let's say that the measure of angle ABD is 4x minus 9 degrees. Minus 9 degrees. And the measure of angle DBC is 2x plus 7 degrees. Now notice I don't give you any drawings because I think it's important that you can visualize this. Alright? So the question is find x. Alright? So let's draw a picture again. I don't know anything about ABC. It could be obtuse. Let's go ahead and draw this one obtuse. It doesn't really matter. Obtuses are easier to draw within because they're bigger. Okay? But this is going to be ABC. And here is bisector BD. So we have angle ABD is 4x minus 9. I'll put that in there. 4x minus 9. DBC is 2x plus 7. And again, notice, right, bisector. Bisector means that these two angles are congruent. So again, I won't go through the whole spiel, but if they're congruent, then their measures are equal, and that's how we set it up. 4x minus 9 equals 2x plus 7. Let's subtract 2x from both sides. We'll get 2x minus 9 equals 7. Let's add 9 to both sides. 2x equals 16 and divide by 2. X equals 8. Okay, and again, to verify, if you plug it in, this is not part of the problem, but you'll do 2 times 8, which is 16. 16 plus 7 is 23. 4 times 8 is 32. 32 minus 9 is 23. They are bisected, and the big angle is now 46 degrees. Okay, so please tune in for the next video. Thank you.